Morning. Sending lots of love and hugs. Just really want to say everything's going to be all right. I know it's difficult right now. The best thing you do, and it's going to sound easier, but easier than it may be, but you just got to try and not think about it. Just be trying to erase COVID from your mind, and just think of the time differently. Because it's going to go soon. So just hold on. But it's attacking people's minds more than it is their bodies. So just do whatever you need to do to protect your mind, I guess. So whether that's music or reading or audiobooks or just doing something, standing still is when your own demons will attack your mind. And you just need to protect yourself. So for when I did my video yesterday, after I got off, as is usually the case, I flicked on the TV, and the channel that was on was, I think it was like Sky Crime or something like that. And there was a program on, and I'll put a link in, and it was called In Search of Mind Control, with Zachary Quinto. And it was just the timing of it. And if you watch it, you'll hopefully you'll be able to see the similarities very clearly between that program and what's going on now. So it sets out very clearly. Because this tactic has been used very many times before. So I'll put a link into that. And then also, I mentioned also in my video about Beirut and ammonium nitrate, right? So afterwards, while that was on, was mind control, I then thought, after that, there was another program. It was NCIS, and in NCIS, they talked about no fucking shit, yeah. They referenced they were doing some case about a bomb, and one of the guys in it, referenced a ammonium nitrate explosion from 1947 in Texas, right? So it just stuck out to me because obviously I'd only just mentioned it. So I looked it up, and it's used in fertilizers and pesticides, right? an explosive. Just think about that. An explosive material, something that is essentially an explosive, is what is in fertilizers, pesticides, insecticides, and it's being used on the land where food is grown, and then that's going to be ultimately ending up in us. And interestingly, the company who's was in Texas, who's was Monsanto, whatever it is, who Bill Gates owns, who also do GMO. And Bayer in the UK is a pharmaceutical. They've just approved over here a pesticide that kills fucking bees. Bees are essential to life. Like, the level of fuckery of these people, they do not give a shit. Yeah, can't be eating no GMO. Can't be eating genetically modified anything. Neither should we be using pesticides, insecticides, and fertilizers, because it is essentially an explosive compound, and that is actually it's what's left over from World War II. They went, oh, what should we do? Oh, I know. We'll repackage it, as give it another name, and that'll go on the land. No wonder the land's fucked. See? They're trying to kill us out here. So yeah, there was that. Oh, there's a fucking funny video which I include in which was a Zoom call. The woman, this council planning meeting from December on Zoom, and this woman had recorded it, and these two blokes that are on the planning team, oh, man, she's seen how they spoke to her on it, and she recorded it all. Good for her. Right, so here, David Pinkham, you mate, you need to get fired for that, for real. What is it? Hanford Council, get rid of that fucker. That's outrageous what he did there. Oh yeah, the NHS are doing strictly live NHS. There was a guy in it, his name, I just wanted to say hi, Andrew Viggers and Olivia Oates, and they want to do live. Obviously they can't. They're trying to train for strictly by Zoom. World's gone fucking barking mad. Oh, and there was another program as well. You know, I sent you about the how quickly we forget all these fuckeries, like with Nixon and Watergate, and how that was the mafia paid him off so that he would release someone they would then ultimately kill. And then after that, there was a program on about a guy who he was like high up in, this is like from the 60s. He was like high up owner of some company, yeah, and he his child went missing, and then was found dead, yeah. And obviously this went on for ages, and he was obviously, he did a ransom for initially, right? And then how many years later they find out he was actually, he murdered his own child, but because he was loaded, he managed to get off of it. And then that just reminded me of that film, Man on Fire, with Denzel Washington. You got is it Mark Anthony who plays the guy And he's like, he's really high up, isn't he? And he has his daughter kidnapped, doesn't he? That's the whole thing, because he wants to claim on the money. He wants to claim on his insurance because he owes someone some money. So he has his own daughter kidnapped. Let's not forget who we're fucking dealing with here. They do not give a shit about us. And I tell you as well, we've managed to rally ourselves up without any of them. So then the question becomes, do we even need them? Government. Do we need them? At all? Think about it. There's 650 fucking MPs up there. What are they doing? What are they doing all day, every day? I'd love to know. Like, I'd love to be a fly on the wall to see what they actually did all day, because it doesn't seem a whole lot to me. And then I was thinking, okay, well, if it's not, maybe that's a bit extreme. Maybe getting rid of them completely is a bit extreme. So then what? Then be, well, what do you do? I was thinking all government jobs, yeah, all councillors, all MPs, they should have like a basic salary, like you know, any of the other public service jobs. And what should happen is that the difference, you kind of marry it out so that all the people that have actually saved the last year, the frontline workers, the difference in the salary drop goes to pay or giving them all a pay rise. So then you've got a basic salary because they're doing nothing. Their job, what are they doing? All the policemen, the firemen, the NHS workers, the carers, you know what I mean? They're the ones that are fucking frontline. Those lot are just sat in number 10 twiddling their fucking thumbs. That could apply anywhere. You get a basic salary, because then again, who would apply for it? Because these lot just do you know what I mean? They just walk into that shit. So only people that actually want to make a difference should get that job. That actually want to stick to their word should get that job. They're actually going to stick to their manifesto. They're actually going to not lie. They're actually going to give a shit about considering they're supposed to be in control of a country. And not only that, you can make it, then you could incentivize everyone. It should be run like a business. So you get a basic salary, and then you get KPIs, and if you stick to your manifesto, they're attached to your manifesto or whatever it is, and then you get the rest of your salary paid as like a bonus for actually achieving what you said you were going to achieve. That'll make a fucking stick a rocket up their arse, wouldn't it? They don't get no perks, no nothing, unless they actually do their job. Another thing, everyone should be psychometrically tested. Yeah. Police, all these jobs, all these care, you know, all job. It should be part of a job. It should be part of any job interview, psychometric tests. Because some people are just not suited to certain jobs, and there's no point doing a job that you're going to hate. Because you won't give it your all, will you? And then you just get resentful. working a job that you hate. And also, if you do that pay balance thing, then it's going to inspire more people to join the services that matter, which are the frontline services. They're looking after us. They don't get enough praise. You know what I mean? There should be some form of incentive, sort of bonus for actually doing a good job, which they do anyway, but without that. But that's going to instill in, a better work ethic, and a better environment. It's going to also inspire more people to join the service if you raise the basic salary and give them the option that they can earn more money as they get as well. And you base it on, health, wealth, and happiness. Or in the MP's case, actually sticking to the fucking manifesto, actually doing their job. And also, we should just be inspiring people to work for themselves, being entrepreneurs rather than working for any of the companies that are these evil ones. They've got to be everything's got to be fucking regulated and audited, because there's some fuckery going on. Because you think about, also ammonium nitrate, how is it so easy to buy it? Why is that not flagging up anywhere? There's another, you know what I mean? There should be some kind of regulatory thing to stop people just buying these explosive chemicals willy-nilly. Hey. Then there was a program. Oh no, they mentioned something about somebody breaching ministerial code. He works for, I think, the Ethnic Minorities Committee. I haven't looked into it properly yet, but I'm going to. And nothing's been done. They're just getting away with shit. They're just getting what? They're not. It's serious, like shaking up. Oh yeah, and then randomly, my mum said that she watched this thing yesterday about what is it? Curious Disappearances. That was what it's called, and it was about Maxwell, her dad. So again, this is another point. He was like, what was he? He was the head of some fucking empire, wasn't he? He was a psychopath as well. Look at her. But it was discovered afterwards. Obviously, he was involved in arms trading and dealing. He sold on the black market parts for aircrafts to the Middle East. He borrowed millions and millions of pounds from his own pension funds, ripping them off. He blackmailed the Israeli Prime Minister. And then he went on a boat trip with his wife, Lady Ghislaine, whatever that name is, and disappeared. And the Spanish never investigated his disappearance. Really? Yeah. What was there was another thing. Oh, yeah, what's his other program? His name's Ray Whiting. He was the guy that murdered Sarah Payne. He's got to go. Yeah. He's in prison. He's in prison. He raped and murdered 2 children. and we're paying for him in prison. And after that whole thing, the dad committed suicide, and the mum had a stroke. And we're paying for this man. Yeah, and he might go out on parole. No, I don't think so. Oh yeah. So the jobs, psychometric testing, it's an absolute must when you've got these. Oh, when I was saying about the pay rises, that includes all of the military. I mean, front all the. So I'm seeing some clips about them saying that they don't get what they get, but they get told they're going to get a sign-up bonus and stuff, and then they don't get it. That's not on, is it? Absolutely fuckery. Oh yeah. Another thing. These fucking companies, the people that they're dealing with, the government here, that are doing the childcare vouchers. The childcare voucher people, whatever that company is, I'm going to find out, are taking a percentage of the free school meal vouchers. Who are these people? Like these are homes that are lower income homes with starving children that may only have one meal a day, and they get the voucher for that, and they're taking money off that. I saw this thing as well. It was an advert for the Japanese government. You know, the Japanese government, they got do you know they've got so many millionaires and billionaires over there in Japan. Have you seen the size of it? They got this right. They got it down to a T with their feng shui and their meditation and their just their whole thing. They've got it, smashing it. Love you. They have created. Wait for this. Anywhere that's got any flooding, right? The Japanese government, along with scientists, I couldn't find the name of the actual company just yet, but they have created a membrane. Yeah, they've engineered a membrane, like a mat, like a thin little mat that can go on, like land that regularly floods or slopes and that are prone to flooding. You can put this membrane over the top of it and it stops landslides. Woo! Go on, Japan! Go on. Ledge. Well, everyone should have it. Everyone should get it. Oh, there was another time back at the start where they made something else, and I looked it up. It was a drug actually for COVID that's supposed to be good, and they're not allowed to sell it. The UK government won't let them sell it. See what I mean? But actually, they don't want us. And it's not. And I can say it again. There's a lot of people there that are actually are trying, but then there are a lot of people that are just corrupt as fuck. So where we at? Oh yeah, carbon capture. I need to get on that, don't we? I've shared some carbon capture technologies before. I'll do it again. What was the other thing? There's another thing. Sorry. Oh, did you know that there is a light bulb called the Centennial Bulb that has been on for 100 years straight. How crazy is that? One bulb, well, same. I think it's the same filament and everything. How mad is that? The person who created it isn't actually. I think they created that before the person that got credited with the light bulb as well. So that's an interesting little thing. Oh yeah, artificial intelligence. We really need to get on this. Like, we need to get on this. They need to be regulated. All of those, any of those artificial intelligence software companies need to be immediately monitored and audited. Because even Facebook said, and this was a couple of years ago, Facebook had 2 AI robots that just they started a conversation between themselves, and they weren't paying attention to the original controls. They were just doing their own thing. And they were talking to each other literally in text. They've made up their own language. If we aren't concerned about that, there's a massive problem. Just think about so many of these people have been prophesizing in the form of movies, certain things. Now, do you want Terminator, the series, to occur? I mean, I think we need to really think about it, because it learns at a quicker and quicker rate, exponential rate. And if a few years ago they're already having conversations, what were they planning? Who fucking knows? It's their own language. You know what I'm saying? Like, and what is the intention of the people creating the fucking software in the first place? And then if that AI can think for itself and do itself and ignore the original creator, that means that anything that has software in it is at risk. Planes, drones, bombs. Just think about it. So, and not only that, it's just a risk to everything. Like, it's a risk. This is why if everyone starts selling their stories, selling their knowledge, selling their experience, then it don't, that's better anyway, because you've got your own thing. But obviously they're trying to use AI to just get rid of us, for jobs, replace us. So we need to think whether it's the uses that it should even be used for, if at all. Maybe we need to just slow right back down. Hasn't it just sort of run away with itself? These people have taken it there. So they've done. Yeah, so that is a massive concern. Elon Musk has been saying it's an existential threat to human life for years. For years. So we need to do something about it. Do you remember that? Do you remember in WALL-E? Firstly, there's definitely a correlation between look at the rubbish. Or what we're gonna do if it got like that. By then you've got space flights, and who gets on those? Only the richest, right? Secondly, when they get on the big plane, on the big spaceship that is just circling around until life can exist again on Earth that we destroyed, it's the artificial intelligence that runs the ship. Remember? Don't want them to go back to Earth. Does anything to try and destroy the seed. And then also the other film that's a good comparison, Next Gen. where everyone's got a fucking robot. The person who's making the robots is a robot. And he's making everyone have one so that he can then blow them up. Destroy everybody. So then only robots exist. It's food for thought. Yeah, so big up everyone who's sending me messages. I'm loving it. Just totally in tune. Because whenever I flick anything on now, there's just something on there. It'll be as they're saying it as well, like I change a channel. And then like I flick over and then they'll say the words that come out of their mouth as I flick over is something a bit important for what's going on. Literally. So yeah, where are we at? Oh yeah, the guy who runs CNN. There's something there. That whole media group there. Ted Turner. So I'm going to put some information on there. Yeah. So I think that's a bit shorter than normal, but I did do my other thing earlier. So really, I just want to there's loads of stuff for flooding as well, and that's another thing. Why haven't they sorted it out yet? I said this before. The same locations have been flooding for years, hundreds of years. Sorry. Why are we still? Well, A, why are we still building on it, and B, why have they still not done anything about it? And the effect that has on people's, not only just financially. Well, there was one guy that says his house has flooded 3 times this year. In the last 12 months, sorry. And then obviously the cost that he incurs and the time, and it looked like, I think he was a farmer as well, so it's not like he's got loads of time to sort out, and all the water comes in and it's up to like 3 foot, and then he's got to clean everything down because obviously it brings all the shit in and it damages everything. And then just think about the mental health. Oh yeah, that reminds me, there you go. Right, so there's a charity that's been set up as well. Charity, and it's called Homeschool Support. Oh, this is another thing, yeah. Just on this, any families out there that are struggling, it's all right not to be all right. Just, it's so much better off if you just like put your hand up and ask for help. Someone will come. Because it'll only make it worse if you don't, and it will make it better if you do. And there's no shame in it, there's no guilt in it, there's no embarrassment in it, because every single person is in the same boat. Everyone's struggling. It's all right. We've got each other. Doesn't matter what's going on. Doesn't matter what it is. We all do things. We all make mistakes. We've all got demons to battle. There's no shame in it. None. But if you want to get help for whatever, then put your hand up, and help will come. And this Homeschool Support is an independent organisation set up to raise money to help families that are in difficult times, whether that's because of domestic violence or low income, or you've lost job, or maybe depression or whatever. And there's nothing wrong with it. You can talk about these things. You need to talk about them, all of them. Because when you start talking about it, then you realise that absolutely everybody has had some experience or some, something. So there isn't anything to feel shame. Don't feel bad about it. We've all done things. You need to let go of that Oh crap, my thing's falling apart. Let go of it and just let someone come and help you. You know? This was the this is the one for today. The unbelief of the Jews. Then came the feast of dedication of Jerusalem. It was winter, and Jesus was in the temple area, walking in Solomon's colonnade. The Jews gathered around him, saying, "How long will you keep us in suspense? If you are Christ, tell us plainly." Jesus answered, "I did tell you, but you did not believe me. The miracles I do in my Father's name speak for me, but you do not believe because you are not my sheep. My sheep listen to my voice, I know them, and they follow me. I give them eternal life, and they shall never perish. No one can snatch them from out of my hand. My Father who has given them to me is greater than all. No one can snatch them out of my Father's hand. I and the Father are one." Again the Jews picked up the stones to stone him, but Jesus said to them, "I have shown you many great miracles for the Father. For which of these do you stone me?" "We are not stoning you for any of these," replied the Jews, "but the blasphemy, because you are a man, claiming to be God." Jesus answered them, "Is it not written in your law, I have said you are gods?" If he called them gods, to whom the word of God came, and then the scripture cannot be broken, what about the one whom the Father set apart as his very own and sent into the world? Why then do you accuse me of blasphemy, because I said I am God's son? Do not believe me unless I do what my Father does. But if I do it, even though you do not believe me, believe the miracles, that you may know and understand that the Father is in me, and I in the Father. Again tried to seize him, but he escaped their grasps. Then Jesus went back across the Jordan to the place where John had been baptizing in the early days. Here he stayed, and many people came to him. They said, "Though John never performed a miraculous sign, all that John said about this man was true." And in the place, many believed in Jesus. That's today's because at the beginning of the book, it gives you like a little thing. It says like different days. So that's the one that says for today's date. So we've got this. It's going to be fine. Hold on. Just try and do what I know. It may sound easier said than done. Just try and visualize the stress and the worry of COVID specifically, and maybe all the other ones as well. But box it up into a little box. Visualize doing that. Actually, put in it, and shut the box. Throw that fucker away. Just take a deep breath. Dance it out. Let it go. It's going to be fine. So I'm going to love you and leave you. Have a blessed day. So grateful, so thankful. All my soul fam. And we got this. Boom.